Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm here with my bagged 2012 Dodge Challenger SXT, and today we're actually going to be taking a look around the back here at my air tank and compressor. We're going to be replacing the stock Via check valve with a SMC check valve. So let's get right into it. So to begin, I'm actually going to pull up my floorboards here and empty all the air from my air tank, because this thing's got about 150 psi in it right now, and if I try and unscrew that, it's gonna shoot off like a rocket. So let me get these floorboards up. I can empty my water trap and let out all the air from my air tank. All right guys, now that I got my floor taken out for the most part, I can pull this up here. Down here I got my water trap, which I can just go. As you can tell, that thing is full of water. And then I can actually grab this right here, and if I let out the center of this, I can empty out all the air from my tank. This is just easier for me to do. There's other ways to empty it though. All right, so at this point I've let all the water out of my water trap and almost completely emptied the tank. Now I can go back up here and I can unscrew this check valve and actually detach it from the tank, and then unscrew the other end and completely detach it from the compressor hose. So now that we've got the check valve disconnected from the tank, we can actually toss a wrench around the check valve and another wrench around the end of the hose and just start unscrewing it like this to completely disconnect the check valve from the hose. So like that. So now here is our stock Via check valve, and then this is just the end of your hose here that your new SMC check valve will thread onto. Now we've got our new check valve here, and before you put this onto the threads here on the end of your hose, you're going to want to make sure to toss some thread tape on these threads just to ensure a airtight seal. And when you go to put this on, you're going to want to pay attention. In is the side that will connect to your hose, because air will flow in, where'd it go? In from this side, from your compressor, and out through the other side into the tank. So you can actually start threading this on here, being careful not to cross thread anything. And you can get it down hand tight. And then once you have it hand tightened, you can toss a wrench around one side for the hose and the other side onto the check valve, and just give it a wrong way. Give it a nice turn, tightening it down, but making sure not to over tighten anything. And then just like that, we've got our new check valve connected to our compressor. And now the last part would be to connect our check valve to our tank. But if you notice, the end port on the tank and the end port on the check valve are both female, so there would be no way to connect these, and that's where you're going to need one of these. This one has a bunch of tape on it, but that's coming off. This is a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch male adapter, and that's going to allow us to thread one side into our check valve and the other side into our tank and actually make a connection between these two. So you're going to want to toss, in my case, some new thread tape on either end of this, get it connected to our check valve here, and then connect it up to our tank, and then we should be good to go. So at this point in time, I've got my adapter connected here to my check valve, and this is all ready to hook up to the tank. But before I do that, I'm actually going to drop about a cap full of this Crc Air Brake Anti-Freeze into my tank. Right now it's winter in New England and it gets pretty cold, so if you plan on driving a bagged vehicle through the winter, this can be really nice. It'll prevent any condensation that builds up in your tank from actually freezing with the cold weather and causing issues with your air lines or your whole air suspension in general. So I'm going to drop just a cap full into the open port on the end here, and then actually connect up my check valve. So now I've got some antifreeze in my tank. I got my check valve all connected back to the tank. The last thing to do would be to fire up the car, make sure our compressor turns on and starts filling the tank, no problem. All right guys, my compressor just clicked off. If we come around here and check on our airlift controller, there's about 150 psi. Sorry for that glare. All my bags are filled and it's holding it no problem. There's no leaks or anything. And that's the completed installation of an SMC check valve on a airlift setup. Thanks for watching.